Chapter 1. Assessing the Need. Before you do anything else in regard to starting a Christian day camp, you need to determine if there is a need for such a program in your community. What the need looks like. I have been involved in several different day camp programs over the years, but for the purpose of this chapter, I'm going to touch on 3 different camps, and more specifically, the communities which they served. Inner City. One of the camps that I worked at was situated in the middle of a large city. The city had a significant gang problem, and the day camp was one of the programs in place to help provide safe alternatives for the children and youth in the area. The need in this area was obvious. A lot of children with not much to do getting into trouble. The day camp provided a place for the children to go and provided an outlet for the teens to give them more options. Suburban. Another camp served a demographic that was so different from the inner city camp. It was in a very wealthy suburban community. The need for the day camp was more as a service to the parents who were looking for exciting childcare options. It was not as easy to find teenagers who were willing to volunteer, due mainly to the fact that they had other activities during the summer, or they just didn't want to. We did find youth to serve, though, and the ones who did were exceptional. Rural. When I say rural, I mean rural. This camp served a community of just over 2,000 people in a town that had one stoplight. The need for the day camp program was glaringly obvious, and this was the camp program that I pioneered. There was a desperate need for low-cost childcare, and the teenagers in town were incredibly bored and looking for things to do. The program was very successful because there were not other opportunities for children during the school break periods. Step-by-step guide to assessing the need. 1. Get to know parents in the community. If you do not already have relationships built with parents in the community, now is the time to start. Reach out to parents and find out if there is a need for a day camp program. They will be able to tell you if there are several options available or if there is a desperate need. 2. Talk with other childcare agencies. Are there other agencies in the area which provide services for children? If so, talk to them and find out how their programs are going. If they have a great response to their programs or even waiting lists, you know that there is most likely a need for another program. If they have little interest in their programs, and provided their programs are high quality, then you may want to reconsider the idea of starting yet another program for children. If there are no other agencies in the area that serve children, then there is obviously a need. 3. Talk with community leaders. Talk to the city officials to see if they can identify a real need for what your program will offer. They will have a good picture of what is going on in the community, and they will most likely be more than willing to give you their opinions. What to do? Look around. Pay attention to the youth and children in your community. It should become glaringly obvious if there is a need for a day camp program. Ask questions. Talk to people. Follow your instinct. If you strongly feel that you should start a day camp, do it. What not to do? Do not be afraid to take a risk. If there is honestly no need for another day camp program in your community, then don't start one. But if you are afraid, don't let that stop you. Do not assume if it's big, it's good. Don't just look and see a large program and assume that everyone is happy there. Talk to parents to find out their perceptions of the program. They may just have their children there because there are not many other options. Asking a few questions may give you the push you need to start a program.